Welcome back to Gamble with Jimmy. Today is going to be another free Baccarat tutorial. So thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate all the loyalty from you guys. Thank you guys so much for all of the private training. It supports the channel. Thank you so much for ordering your Baccarat training at gamblewithjimmy.com. All right, let's go ahead and get into today's free tutorial. What we're going to do, if you guys are out there and you enjoy the game of Baccarat at the casino, it is, in my opinion, it is the #1 game at the casino as far as odds goes. I am only a live casino player. I do not play online. I know a lot of you guys out there do play online. I live in a state where that's not allowed, so I have no ability to do that. Now, so I really can't voice my opinion on which online casinos are ethical. I have heard some really good things about the Hard Rock Live Dealer is ethical, and also I've heard that FanDuel is ethical. So if you guys out there have online casinos that you play at, that you feel the viewers could benefit from, please leave your thoughts in the comment. Keep them professionally and just voice your experience with that particular casino, and the other viewers can look and decide if that's something that they want to do. All right, so let's go ahead and get involved. So if we look at the history, we don't have a history. It's a brand new board. I always recommend that you don't really play anything here until you hit 25% of the shoe. So if you have other people, now they're going to give you so many free ones at the casino. They're going to give you anywhere between 3 to 7 free hands. So we'll go ahead and do that for you real quick, the same way that the casino is going to do that. Okay, we'll do 2 more, and the last one right here. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a quick look at the board now. All right, so now it's still early. We're not at the 25% point of the shoe, but it's still very, very early. So what we want to do, we're just trying to get an idea of which strategy that we want to play. Now, in the Baccarat Total Package, which is my training program on my website, that has about 3 to 4 different ways that we play the game. And what you're going to learn from doing that is a lot of you guys have a problem with when to switch, how to switch, how do I know what system to play? And that just comes from experience, where you don't have to be the world's smartest person. You don't have to be the world's best Baccarat player. You just need to be smart enough to understand the basics of what you're looking for on a shoe. Doesn't mean that you're going to win every single hand, but the beautiful thing about the way that we play, that we learn in the training, is you don't have to win every hand. You literally could win 1 time and lose 6 times, and you still would technically be a winner financially. So the training will teach you how to come in on triggers and what to do. Now, we don't just martingale and double our bet. We don't play like that. We will do that for the first 3, but so in today's tutorial, we're going to play every single hand, and we're not going to play the triggers, because you only will learn that in the training. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we can see that this is anybody's ball game. There is no rhyme or reason of what you can do. Now, there's 2 options when you see a side dropping. The first option is you go with the momentum. The second option is you don't do anything when you see something, running. Okay, so we're going to take this one off, and we'll look back at the board, and as you can see, it's still choosing to run on the player's side. So we're going to let it go ahead and do that. Okay, so the player continues to win. The player finally loses. Okay, so now that the player has lost, we're getting closer to that 25%. And the way you play Baccarat, you don't play Baccarat where you look at Banker and say, what did Banker do last time? What has Banker consistently been doing? And you look back and say, oh, it dropped here, but wait a minute, it didn't drop here, so I don't know what to do. No, that's not how you play this game. You don't base your decision on what Banker did last time, or what it's done the last time, or the last time before that. That's not how you play the game. You play the game every 25%, and you analyze which one of your strategies that you're learning in the training, which of the ways that we play, each one of those ways we play are different than the other way on purpose. Because that way, if we're struggling, if you see that this board is doing a specific way, we're going to say, okay, this particular strategy is going to work best for what the board's doing. And no matter what one particular side does, it's irrelevant to us. What we care about is the consistency of that 25% based on the system that you're playing. What is going to give you the highest win rate? Okay, so by you picking that highest win rate strategy, it's going to allow you to be successful. Now, if you are unsuccessful, which would mean that the next 25% has done a complete flip-flop of what the previous 25% did. And what happens when that happens? You have to be able to identify the new structure of what the second 25% is doing, and then you have to say, oh, well, I'm playing the wrong strategy now that the board switched. So I need to switch back to a different strategy that would work best for what the board is doing. And then you switch. That's what I call the switch. Okay? So it's pretty much that simple. So what does that mean? That means that from the training, you need to master the way that the strategies work and for the strategies that you're doing. So when you see boards, you could say, oh, this strategy would be best for this situation. Oh, well, I'm playing the wrong strategy because the board's doing the opposite now. Okay? So go to gamblewithjimmy.com. When you're at gamblewithjimmy.com, you simply go to the training options and click on Baccarat training. And then the one that you want is right here. It's the Baccarat total package. It's right here. Guys, this is going to change everything for you. You're going to win 33% more than you do now. You're not only going to learn the triggers, okay? You're not only going to learn that, you're going to learn the bet sizing, the money management, and it's everything that you need to know to be successful in Baccarat. So if you want to win, get the training, period. All right, and it does support the channel. I appreciate all of you guys who have done that. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to say this. We're going to go, is Banker showing some effort here? Is Banker participating in this shoe? Well, the answer is yes, but it's not the dominating side, okay? It's not the dominating side. So what is the dominating side? Player. All right, so what that tells me is that I'm more likely to play the second player side, trying to get the second player win. Okay? Now, I'm also looking at, and so what I mean by that is this. Player, if you were playing the second player winner, you would have lost here, right? If you were playing the second player winner here, you would have lost again. But if you were playing it here, you would have won. And then if you decided to see if player was going to keep winning, you could play it again, and the same thing, and the same thing. You would have got a lot of wins in a row here, okay? Now, would you play the second winner on Banker? Most likely not. It hasn't really proven anything yet. But keep in mind, you're not even at the first 25% yet. So you don't want to go crazy on your evaluation of what the board is doing yet. Okay, you still want to be patient. But, okay, so another thing that would be going through my mind is Banker have a chance to win one time out of the next 4? And I would say yes. I would say yes. Okay? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go with player because I'm seeing more of chopping than anything else. Okay? So I'm going to go with player here, and I'm going to bet a quarter on player. Okay, so we're going to get the win, and now we still have a dominating player board so far. So I'm more likely to play player than banker at the moment. And I'm more likely to play chops. But do I want to play a chop when banker won? Do I want to play a chop when player won? No. No, because player is less likely to chop than banker is, based on what I'm seeing. Is it a chop board? Yes. When you're playing a chop board, any side that wins 3 times in a row, you don't play chops on momentum. So you would take off this one and wait for it to chop. When it becomes a chop, you would play the chop and you would have won because it's a chop board. Okay? Now, definitely we would play the chop if it was banker, which is we played the chop in player 1. Now, would we play the chop because player won? Well, if you're somebody at the casino and saying, well, let me look back at what player did. Player chopped, and then player did not chop. Okay, so I'm going to say the majority of the time, player is chopping and you're going to go with a chop. No, because you're going back and you're looking at the history of what it did on player. Don't do that. That is not what we do. That is not what I teach you. You're never going to be successful doing that. They show you this stuff on the board here and all these different things that you're looking at for a reason. Okay? Just because a pattern is developing, you will never see a shoe most of the time. It doesn't constantly stay that way. It might stay that way for the first 25%, and then it might even stay for the next 25%, and then in the third 25%, it totally changes. Or towards the end of the shoe, it totally changes. All right, so what we want to do is we're not saying that player is going to win here. We're not saying that. But what we're saying is that player is the stronger side right now. It's the least likely to chop. So instead of playing the chop, I'm going to play player as the winner. Okay? I'm going to play banker as the chop. Doesn't mean I'm going to win, but that's what the board is telling me to do right now. The overall 25% is telling me that. Okay? So I'm going to go with a player to win. I'm going to play this second drop because sooner or later, player is going to drop. So I'm going to keep trying that. Okay? So I'm going to go, I'm up a quarter. I'm going to go with $50 on player. Okay, I win. Okay? So I would probably say that a lot of people would have lost that at the casino because their program, they all do the same thing. They go back and look at what player did last time. Up, player chopped. Up, player chopped. They realize that this is a long win by player. They realize that. But they're going to also look back at these two and they're going to say there was 2 times that it did this, so I'm going to go with the chop. So as I told you, I'm evaluating the board and I'm doing the best that I can every 25%. Now the problem with the free tutorial is that you are seeing me have to play every single hand when I choose to come in. But you're not seeing the tricks that I teach in the training that protects me if I'm wrong. Can't share that with you. But I'm doing the best that I can to give you the most information that I can for free, okay? Not everybody out there that watches Gamble with Jimmy and watches my Baccarat is going to the casino or playing online. A lot of you guys just might be interested in it and you're just learning. But those of you that really are struggling or really trying to improve your game, you have to get the training. You have to get it. Because I promise you, you don't know the game as good as me. There's no way that you do. There's no way you win as much money as me. I know that for a fact. You want to know why? Because I'm there all the time and I watch people play and I watch people lose over and over. I see people doing crazy bet sizing. I see the most ridiculous money management I've ever seen. I see people just guessing, playing every single hand. They have no clue how to win. And when they do win, it's just pure luck because they're never going to be consistent, which is what matters. So what are we going to do here? Well, I'm not going to go against player. So I'm either going to take this off or I'm going to play player. Now, the reason why I'm not going to take it off is because player did not win 3 in a row. So I'm going to go ahead and just say that player will win again, but I'm going to reduce my bet to only a quarter because I just won $50. That is just a part of the money management. Okay, so we're going to lose, and it did go to a chop, okay? All right, so now we have still a dominating player board so far, all right? So what am I most likely to do here? I most likely want to play the chop here, okay? I want to most likely play the chop here. What is the overall board doing? Chopping. So even if I lose, and this is going to be banker wins, it's not going to hurt me any. I'm not a mind reader. I don't know which side it's going to be every single time. That's irrelevant in playing the game. You're going to win through you understanding you understanding what the 25% is doing, and you understand your bet sizing, you understand your money management, and you understand your triggers. Okay? Now again, if I'm playing the way I teach you in the training, you're not going to be seeing me bet here. But in this tutorial, you're going to see it. So we're going to go with the chop on player here because I really don't have confidence. Banker hasn't given me any reason on this board to be constantly betting banker. Now, if it changes, we're going to adjust to that change. Okay, so we're going to go $50 here on a chop. And we win. Okay, so we're up $100. And so far, we have a good feel about this 25%. We are now at the 25% mark. One more hand is at 25% pretty much. But we're close enough. We're close enough. So am I going to bet a chop on player here? No. No. I know the board's chopping. But I'm going to go with player. I'm willing to lose a quarter if I'm wrong. Okay, that's a tie. 8-8. We're going to just repeat it. Okay, we're going to win again. Okay, so we're at $125. Now, guys, I can tell you just from experience, one of the things that sometimes, every once in a while, I'll get somebody that makes comments or something about, you're playing in a simulation game and you could beat the simulation game. No, that's not true. That is not true at all. Like, in other words, is when I go to the casino, there's sometimes when I'm at the casino that it's way easier than the simulation. Sometimes when I'm at the casino, it's way easier. Sometimes I'm at the casino and it's very difficult. Sometimes when I'm playing the simulation, it's very difficult. Sometimes it's easy. So there is no difference between the simulator and the real casino. The systems of what I teach is irrelevant, whether you're playing online. Now, the only thing I cannot tell you about the online is that I don't have the ability to tell you whether they're legitimate, whether they're, if you got an overseas company that is not regulated correctly or something like that, and you got a corrupt internal casino that, gets tested by people that come and test, and they have the ability to pass those tests, but then when the testing is over, are they able to manipulate, or do they use particular softwares or things like that that cheat? That's confined within, within just the internal. I don't know. I don't know. The only thing I can tell you is that I play at the Tampa Hard Rock in Florida. And I can promise you that the Hard Rock Casino in Tampa, and they don't pay me, guys. They don't pay me anything. I'm not representing them. I can just promise you that they do not cheat. Anybody can say whatever you want. I know for a fact that they do not cheat at the Tampa Hard Rock at the Seminole Casino. They do not cheat in Baccarat. I'm referring to Baccarat. Do not cheat. I see big money. I don't care. So how you know is when you have the table, a lot of times you'll get some big money put on one side, where that casino could take $3,000 easily, but they don't. You'll see the big sides win consistently a lot of times. Now, that doesn't mean just because it loses that they're cheating, but I'm just saying from an overall experience, time tells, and I have the data to back up that I'm telling you the truth. That's why I would recommend their live dealer if you're allowed to play online. Okay. All right, so let's continue because we're only up $125, but it's a good tutorial so far. You're learning. So, all right, so what are we going to do now? Well, you guys can just keep going with the winner here if you want with player, or you could just be focused on getting that first winner on the drop, on the second drop, and then just be fine with that. So we'll go ahead and do a quarter on the winner again. Okay, that's a tie. We're just going to repeat it. Now, I know a lot of you guys, when it comes to ties and stuff, you go, oh, it's a tie, I'm not betting the next one. Or it's a tie, it means it's going to switch to the other side. No, I don't look at ties that way. You know how I look at ties? That it was a tie and the hand doesn't even matter. That's how I look at it. Okay, so far, this 25%, we're right on the money, and we've evaluated it perfectly. Some of you guys are not experienced enough to be able to do what I just did. It's not a coincidence. Now, again, it doesn't mean I'm going to win every hand. All right, now what am I going to do here? I'm going to completely change how I'm winning. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop on player, and believe it or not, I'm going to focus on banker. So you're saying, well, why would you do that? Banker is not really doing very well. I'm going to show you why. Okay, we're going to take this one off. Player wins again. Player wins again. Player wins again. Banker finally wins. Okay? So why would we want to focus on banker now? Banker's getting destroyed. It's a player board. It's a chop board, and it's a player board. Now here's where I'm going to flip it. I'm going to say, because banker is continuing to eventually show up in the game, we're going to go with banker winning one drop eventually. So what we're going to do is we're going to target this second drop of banker right now. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a quarter on banker to get its first or its drop, and we're going to get it. Okay. So what we did, we didn't win a lot, but what we're saying is that we're going to give banker a little love here. Now, it didn't mean that we were guaranteed a win, but it's okay, because if I would have lost in player one, we would have just bet player to try to win the second drop. And then if we would have lost and it was and it was banker again, and banker won again here, we would have tried again to get that second banker drop. And if I had lost previously a quarter, I would go to $50. And then if that did not win again and it went back to a chop to player again, we would try to bet player's second win. And if we got it, it wouldn't have mattered my losses on banker, because I would already made it back to money because of my bet size. But if I was wrong again and it went back to a chop with banker again, I would try it again on banker, increasing my bet size. But I'm only going to increase my bet size 3 times. And then what we do in the training, you learn what to do at that point. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and analyze this, and we're going to say, all right, now do I have confidence in banker going on a long run here? No. Is it a chop board? Yes. Now, a lot of you guys are confused by saying, well, how is this a chop board? There's a lot of dropping. No, there's not a lot of dropping. The only side that's dropped is player twice. And if we're playing a chop system, we're protecting ourselves after the third win. So we're not losing here and here on chops. Same thing here. After the third win, we're not losing here, we're not losing here, we're not losing here. We're waiting for it to chop. Okay? And if you're playing a chop, you would have bet a chop here and you would have lost. But then you would bet a chop again. So we're going to go ahead and go with a chop here on for player, and we're going to do a quarter because we're in profit and we don't want to go too crazy here. We want to take some money home, right? That's the whole purpose of playing. Okay, so we're going to lose, and for the first time, banker is showing some strength. For the first time, banker is making us respect it. It's punching back, finally. Okay? So what are we going to do? What would you do? Would you go with banker here, or would you go with the chop again? Well, what I would do is, because it's won 3 in a row, I'm going to go ahead and stop playing, let other people play. I'm going to take a free one. Okay, so player goes back to winning. So it went right back to the chop. So what am I going to do here? Am I going to play a chop, or am I going to play the player win? I'm going to go with the player win. I'm going to do 50. Okay, we're going to lose. So it goes to a chop. Now what are we going to do here? Are we going to go with a player win? Or are we going to go with a chop? I'm going to go with a chop. Okay, I'm going to do $75 that I believe is going to go back to a chop. And I'm going to win. Okay, so all of that little loss that we did is irrelevant, because we ended up getting the money back anyway. Because we understand what the board is telling us to do. We understand. What are we going to do here? We're going to go with a chop. The board is a chop board. Why not go with a chop? Because the strength is player. So until that stops, we're going to continue to respect player. And we're only going to go with a quarter, though. Okay, didn't happen. Goes back to a chop. Same thing here. I'm going to go with a chop again. Now I'm going to go 50 on the chop. Okay, I'm going to lose again. Okay, am I going to go with banker to win here? No, I'm going to go with a chop. I'm going to go 100 on player to win. Okay, I'm going to lose again. Remember, you're not going to win every hand. Okay, so now what do we have to do? We have to go from here to here and call it 25%. Actually, to right here. Right here is the end of this 25%. And how did we do with the first 25%? We broke even. Is that bad? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That is not bad. Okay, we have no damage at all. We're down $1.25. $1.25. Doesn't matter if we were up $100. Doesn't matter. So what are we going to do now is we start a new 25%. I don't care what this told us to do. It's irrelevant now. We're starting a new 25% from this. See where this blue was here? So we're going to focus on the second blue here. Okay? So what we're going to do now is we're going to take off several hands. We're just going to take off several hands, guys. Don't play. Just keep letting other people play. Be patient. Be patient. Be patient. 2 more. Be patient. 1 more. Here we go. Okay, let's take a look. Okay, so remember that second blue, which is right here. Totally different. We got a totally new thing going on, guys. We got a totally new thing on. The past is irrelevant. We're focused right here is where we started a new 25%, right here. What are we going to do? We're going to play the winner. We're going to play the winner now, okay? You could either play the winner or you could play the second drop for the winner. So we're going to play the winner. We're going to do, I don't care about what we used to be up. We're going to start back with a quarter because we're not down. So we're going to go with banker for a quarter. Okay, we're going to lose. We're going to go with player. We're going to play the winner. We're going to go player for 50. Okay, we're going to lose again. We're going to go with banker for 100. Play the winner for 100. We're going to get the win. Okay, so the 2 previous losses that we had were irrelevant. It doesn't matter for you to always win. It doesn't work like that. We're up $18. We see now from where we switch, which is right here, we see a new thing going on. So we've switched to that. So what we want to do here is we want to go with the winner. Or you can only play the second winner if that's what you want to do. Always playing the second winner is always an easier way to get that first win that you need. So you don't have to keep playing the winner, 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 but it's only a quarter. So we're just going to see if the winner can win again. We're just guessing here, okay? We're just playing what the board's telling us. All right, we get the win. We're going to do it again, okay? We're just going to do a quarter. Okay, we lose. No big deal. We'll go ahead and play the winner with player then. All right, but we lost the last one, so we got to go up 1 level. And we're going to lose. No big deal. Let's go with banker on the winner. We'll go 100 on banker. Okay, we get the win. Now, were the 2 previous losses that we had in a row relevant? No, because when we play the right way, we're going to get that eventually that win. But here's what you guys have to remember. In the training, you learn that you have a trigger rule. So on the losses that you're seeing me lose, like those 2 losses, you would have never lost. You would have never lost them. You would have never lost. Okay, so what do we want to do here? We're going to do a quarter on the winner. Okay, we lose, no big deal. We're going to do a quarter, we're going to do 50 on the new winner. Okay, we lose, we're going to do 100 on the new winner. Okay, we're going to lose, we're going to do 200 on the new winner. Okay, we get the win. Were the 3 previous losses relevant? No. We still went up money. We still made money. Would we have lost those 2 previous losses in a row? Or those 3 previous losses in a row? No. Because I can't teach you. It's in the training. Okay, so what are we going to do now? So we have to evaluate from the new 25%, which started here. So we're at almost that final 25%. This is the second 25%. So we look at the total process of what this is. Now, is this considered a chop board? Mixed board. There's a mixed board. So we're okay. We can be successful whether we play a chop system here, as long as we respect the 3 wins in a row. But overall, I would say that playing the second winner would be the way to go with this board. And it doesn't hurt you if you go with another bet on the winner, because you could get lucky if it comes down. Okay, so there's no reason for us to switch at this moment. So we're just going to go back to a quarter on the winner. Okay, we're going to get the win. So just stay with the winner. It's no big deal. You don't know how many times in a row you're going to win. And it stops right there. No big deal. We're up $112. Okay, so here, what are we going to do? I would probably play the winner here. I would just go 50 bucks on the winner. I would stay with what's working based on our new evaluation. So I would stay with the winner, but I would reduce my bet because you just won 50. And you win again. So I would stay with the winner. Okay, it changed, it went and switched, okay? So again, this 25% is definitely not a chop board now. It's no longer a chop board. We had a mixed to here. This was a mixed, but these extra ones bring this more as definitely a play the winner board. Okay, so we'll play the winner for only a quarter on player, okay, because we're up 158. Okay, and that's a tie, so I would just repeat it. And we win. Okay, again, a tie doesn't mean it's going to switch over. It doesn't mean anything. It just means that it never even happened. Okay, so what are we going to play? We're going to play the winner again. There's no reason for us to switch at this point. Same thing again. Okay, we win again. We're up 233. Okay, no problem. We lose. All right. Now, here's a rule of how you have to be successful to always get used to winning and to be able to have the discipline to get up and leave. You're not playing for fun, you're playing for money. You're not playing for greed, you're playing for some type of profit. If somebody gives you $208, you take it and you go buy groceries. It's free. It's free food. Okay? So what you do is you say, okay, no matter what happens, I'm leaving with $175. No matter what happens, I'm leaving with $175. You set that rule. Once you set that rule, that's it. If you want to say, oh, I'm leaving with 150 no matter what, that's fine too. Okay? So we'll go ahead with the winner. There's no really reasons for us to switch. Now, we're not going up to 50 even though we lost the last hand. Why? Because we're in profit. There's no reason for you to go up to 50. Why would you risk 50? Why would you risk 50 here? Now, if you say, well, if I lose this hand, I'm going home with 150, that's fine. That's fine. If you want to go 50 here. But I want to give myself an extra loss in case I lose this hand. Okay, that was a tie, so just repeat it. Okay, we get the win. So we're at 232. The winner was Banker, so we'll stay with Banker for a quarter. Okay, now we lose. We're at 207. Okay, so we're going to go with player, and we're only going to do a quarter. We get the win, and we're at 232 again, so we'll stay with the winner for only a quarter. We get the win again. Now we're at 257. Okay, we get the win again, and now we're at 282. So now we have a new rule. What is the new rule? I'm not going home less than $200 now. Okay, so we'll go with the winner again. We're going to lose. So I'm at 257, and I'm just going to quit. I don't care if I said, oh, I'm not going home less than, I said I'm not going home less than $200. Well, guess what? I feel good about 257. you got a great free tutorial, and we got $257. And that's it. So guys, go to gamblewithjimmy.com, get your training. Takes about 20 minutes to an hour to process that. The only time that it takes me longer is if you catch me while I'm in the casino, which is a lot of times. I'm at the casino a lot. Why? Because I win. So if you catch me at the casino, don't freak out if it's been an hour. You're gonna get it within the first 24 hours that you order it. Just I'll communicate with you and say, hey, sorry, it's been an hour. I was at the casino. I'm still at the casino. I'll do it when I get back. Or if I'm not at the casino, it happens within the first 20 minutes. Okay? So get your training, guys. Learn everything that I know. The free tutorials kind of help those in case there's little things. If you've already got the training, there shouldn't really be anything that you don't understand yet. But the more that you keep watching me, the more educational things that you'll be picking up on that comes in the free tutorial. But if you guys stuck with the whole session and you watched every little inch of it, yeah, you're definitely the right candidate to get the training, okay? Because you're obviously trying to learn and you're taking it very seriously. And you can win a lot of money in this game. You can win a lot of money in this game. But it comes with great discipline, and you have to put the work in. You can't just magically do it on your own. Now, I could, over time, because I used to be a losing player, and I had to learn from my lessons. So save yourself the money and the hassle and just learn from the best player in this game. Or I don't know if I'm the best player, but I'm one of the best. I can promise you that. I guarantee you, like, if you put somebody against me and they don't know how I play and they haven't got my training, if you put 1,000 people against me and you said, who's going to be the most successful over 50 sessions, you're going to win if you put the bet on me. That's a fact. All right, so guys, get your training. You're going to learn it from the right person. I can promise you that. I teach very intelligent, strict ways to play the game. Okay? Thanks for watching, everybody. Hit that like button for me. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. I mainly show craps and Baccarat. I'll eventually get back to showing some roulette. Roulette is more of, yeah, sure, there's strategies and things like that, but roulette is more of like pure luck. You know what I mean? It's just, you got so many freaking numbers, man. You got 36 numbers, man. So it's just impossible to say, oh, I'm a professional roulette player. You know what I mean? Like, it's just more luck. Now, if I was going to play roulette, I'd probably be more focused on the black and the red and use like certain logic of certain things that I would do to increase my win rate, which is obviously what I do, but I'm more of a craps and Baccarat player. Okay? Thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.